What's up guys, Computer MP of Gilbert here, and as promised I am bringing you guys iOS 8 features, announcements, and everything that was discussed today about iOS 8 in WWDC 2014 coverage. So without further ado, let's get into the features that surpass all other iOS operating systems. iOS 8, let's begin. Okay guys, so there is a lot of things to talk about with iOS 8. They have some incredible features coming out, and to be quite honest, Apple kind of shocked me. I was not expecting this. So thumbs up to Apple, because that was pretty incredible, and wow, there are some crazy new features. Some of them cool, some of them are a little bit creepy to me just because of how advanced we're getting. Let's start out. So the first one is an interactive notification center. So now your notification center, you could throw widgets in there, and you could actually like check messages and respond to social invitations, social notifications, any of them. So say you got invited to something on Facebook, you could go and respond straight from your new notification center. So it's an interactive notification center. I think this is cool. I think it's going to be definitely an advancement in iOS 8. That's an awesome feature. Next one is iOS 8 email updates. So now, just one example, this is a very brief one, but you can now swipe down on drafts without deleting them, so you could check your other inboxes and other folders in the iPhone. So that's a brief one, but that's also a good feature that will help some people out, and it's really good when using email. I use the Apple email all the time, so that's really cool. A real cool one now that is slightly cool and kind of weird how they could do this, but it's called QuickType. So what it does is it will predict what your next words are going to be. So say you start typing, and it's going to predict what you're going to finish typing by using the history of what you've typed before. So say you're typing something, I'm going to meet you at, and then maybe you've used the word I'm going to meet you at your house at this time. It might finish by saying I'm going to meet you at your house at... It's crazy how it does that, but it's a new feature on iOS 8 called QuickType. And another crazy part to that is when you're emailing, QuickType is supposedly going to allow you to... going to give you suggestions. This is the best way to put it. It's going to give you suggestions on your language based off of who you're emailing. So if you're emailing your boss, it's going to give you a more formal language suggestion. So if you say some words like, I don't even know, if you're just using informal language when emailing your boss, it's going to correct you. It's going to say maybe you should change it to this. And then if you're emailing friends and you want it to be more casual, it's going to let you know that. So I don't think it'll make a big deal if you write formal language to your friends, but it will allow you to change it to casual language. That is one of the crazy features in iOS 8. That's one of the new, really new, updated, crazy feature. That's awesome. Now let's move on to a bunch of our other features. Okay guys, so now our next features are, first, this next one is messages. So in your messages app where you get your text messages, there's this new thing where it's called tap to talk. And what it allows you to do is you could hold down your screen, which then will turn on your microphone, and you could actually speak a message to the thread. So if you're in a group message or if you're in a text message, you could speak the message to the thread. And not only that, but then the person in your thread could listen to your message that you spoke. Crazy feature. Now the one that kind of creeps me out a little bit, not my favorite feature because of privacy issues, but I bet they're going to do stuff against this to prevent privacy being broken. But you can now see where each other are based off of the text messages. So I think where the text message was sent, or where you're at when you're sending the text message. Kind of a bit of a privacy issue, and I'm just putting that out there. I personally think it's a little bit more on the creepy side, but I also think it's on the cool side because our technology could actually do that. So that's just my opinion, but I do think Apple's probably going to do something to prevent that from being a privacy issue for people. It'll probably be a setting that you could change to make sure that it doesn't show up for you, but we'll definitely find out. Next thing, thank goodness we could do this. You could finally leave group messages. In iOS 8, you could finally leave group messages. So you could get out of the thread by going to your Do Not Disturb list. This is a big one for a lot of people because personally, if I'm in a group message, I'm like, yeah, you sent me the message, I got it. But sometimes you get in a group message with friends, and I've been in one before where literally I woke up the next morning and there was 1,000 text messages because I was in a group message with a whole bunch of friends. And trust me, I wanted to get out of that because that actually glitched my phone out the entire next day. So that was pretty crazy, but this feature by far is probably one of my favorites because you can now listen to what other people have to say, but then you could silence the thread, which you could do in Do Not Disturb, and then you could get out of the group message. Thank goodness. Alright, so next, Apple has been talking about this. It's called Health Kit. So you could monitor your heart rate, calorie intake, a whole bunch of health and fitness stuff that it's going to help you out with. And this is going to be on iOS 8. This was anticipated and highly talked about new feature of iOS 8. And yes, they are doing it. They did announce it today. So that's pretty cool. It's a cool health and fitness app, I guess you could call it, and it's a cool new feature. So without further ado, let's move on to our next features of iOS 8. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of them. Okay guys, so now we have some more features with the Photos app on iOS 8. So now you could automatically upload your photos to iCloud through your iPad and iPhone. This is actually a great feature for a lot of people because it's now an automatic thing, so you won't have to worry about, oh man, I lost that picture, I can't get it, it's not backed up to iCloud, I can't get it, stuff like that. It will automatically upload to iCloud, and now you could start sorting your pictures and searching your pictures by location and date. They've kind of already implemented that into iOS 7. I think it's going to be more with all of your pictures as compared to on iOS 7. It only does the date and location for some of them. So that'll be a cool feature. Also, Siri is being updated and more modernized. So one of the cool features with this now is, say you get into your car, all you have to do is say, "Hi Siri," and it'll turn on, automatically open up the screen. That way you could keep your eyes on the road. Hopefully you're not texting and driving, but keep your eyes on the road and be able, it's going to soon turn into just control everything, voice control onto your phone, but that won't happen with iOS 8. But it is getting there. But yeah, you could say "Hi Siri" and it'll open up your phone screen, and that's cool. So another feature on iOS 8 is the App Store. It's going to be redesigned a little bit, and well, there's a lot of information about this since WWDC 2014. Well, all WWDCs are a developers conference. So it allows, the new App Store is going to allow developers to bundle their apps and sell them at a discount. So this is a cool new feature for developers. So now the next few apps we're going to be talking about are more on the developer side of things. But new feature for developers, you'll be able to bundle the apps you want that you created and sell them at a discount. This is really cool, and actually for the consumer and App Store users, this is a cool feature because you'll be able to get more apps of the same kind or that the developers bundle together that you like and get them at a discounted price from what you would buy them one by one. So this is really cool. So let's move on to our last 4 major features of iOS 8. As you could see, there are an extremely abundant. How about this? How about we move on to the next 4 features of iOS 8? Alright guys, so I apologize. I actually told you guys the last 4 features. It's actually the last 3 features. So one of those last 3 features is you will now be able to install third-party keyboards on your iOS on iOS 8. So this is cool. And when I say third-party keyboards, I mean something like Swipe, if you've ever heard of that. So you'll be able to download third-party keyboards on iOS 8, say if you maybe didn't like the iOS keyboards on the iPhone or iPad. I don't know, but it is a cool new feature that you will have access to and be able to do. They are also starting something called Touch ID, which is a fingerprint identification system open to third-party developers. We'll be getting more information on that. I haven't fully grasped the concept on that, even when I heard it in the live stream today. But I will update that. I will update you guys with more information on that. And finally, the last real big feature of iOS 8 is called HomeKit. Okay, so this allows developers to control and create apps that will make your iPhone or iPad almost like a remote control. And what it'll do is it will allow you to control home appliances or your thermostat, stuff around your house. This is a crazy feature. It's really cool, actually. I find it to be actually really cool that we're getting this far in technology and we'll be able to actually control features like that from our phone or iPad. So I think that's awesome. iOS 8 has a lot to offer us. I honestly, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, was not expecting to see this much new features. And not only are they new features, but they're actually good features that I'd be looking forward to in iOS 8. So guys, don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this informational video about the iOS 8 announcements discussed today in the WWDC 2014 coverage, or in the live stream. I got the coverage. Also, comment on this video if you have any thoughts about iOS 8, questions, anything you want to add. Please comment. Don't forget to subscribe to me for more awesome tech content, which we'll have more of. And also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at WizofComputers to get all my most recent news, videos, and everything you need to know real fast. Alright guys, so this should be one of the last videos of our WWDC 2014 coverage today. Thank you for being with me. Also, give me a thumbs up if you liked this WWDC 2014 coverage, and let me know what you thought about it down in the comment section below. Alright guys, I will see you next video, and thank you guys for watching this iOS 8 features that are going to be great.